We're focusing on producing a local distribution system that can recycle and use more local energy and thus make the buildings much more self-sustainable. What my partner, who is in the audience today, has developed is a specific type of ventilation unit, because we have to combine the need of hot water, heating, cooling, and fresh air into one system that manages thermal energy back and forth. So what we do is we place the ventilation unit at several different places in the building, near the outer wall. We bring in the fresh air there. We use the water, the low temperature water, to preheat or pre-cool the fresh air, so that when you get it into the room, it's at the perfect temperature. Because it's water-based, we can combine it with almost any energy source. So we can use the heat pump, we can use district heating, we can use solar panels. We can even use the return flow from district heating, so we can actually improve the overall system efficiency of a district heating power plant. One thing that's good with this system is that it actually works in the same way, but in reverse, in the wintertime. So we don't need one heating system and one cooling system. We reuse the same components. Energy saving is nice, but it also has to be financially viable. So the payback time has to be really short. The REACT system in the offers we've made to people is about 3 years. So that's the extra cost is paid back within 3 years. We're ready to take on the world, and I would like your help with this. Thank you very much.
I'm going to tell you today that we can produce electricity with living plants. So while the plant is growing, we can harvest electricity directly. This plant produces organic matter from sunlight via photosynthesis. Part of this organic matter it uses for its own growth, but part of it is left over and is excreted into the soil. In the soil, bacteria break down the organic matter, releasing electrons. Our plant is growing in a carbon electrode directly. So the bacteria release the electrons and donate the electrons directly to our electrode. We harvest the electrons in the wire, put a counter electrode to it, and we got electricity. The nice thing is, it works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We have no competition with food or feed, because you can produce food or feed at the same spot. With 50 square meters green electricity roof, you can power 1/3 of your household. This system is very easy to build. Each one of you could build one within an hour. This is our window of opportunity. And I'm just hoping you're willing to open that window and reach out to the future. Thank you.
The SunSluiter is a low-cost, non-electrical rotator for solar panels to generate electricity from the sun. And the advantage of the SunSluiter is that it can benefit both developed and emerging markets, as well as large and small installations. So the SunSluiter is for every solar panel, not just solar panels in utility-scale installations. So I'm very excited about what I've invented here, because it's a very simple, very sustainable, and very scalable solution. It uses a bimetallic control device that can be calibrated for different geographical latitudes to use ambient temperature change to adjust the location of the solar panel. It is mounted on a customizable frame that can be made of either bamboo or steel, depending on your geographical location and how durable you want it to be. And all of this is passive, so it's non-electrical, making it a lot cheaper. So you can have fewer panels for that same output, or you can have the same number of panels for even a higher output, and that's fantastic. I want to take this on the global scale. If you can optimize every solar panel to have 40% more electricity, that's extremely significant. I really imagine a future here where my children and my children's children and all of the generations to come can access solar energy in a more sustainable and optimized way. And I hope that you will share this vision with me and help me bring this project forward. Thank you so much.
We make showers that use 70% less water and 70% less energy without reducing the flow at the shower head. You need to realize that the water that is used in your shower has a lot of embedded energy within it. And I don't just mean the energy that you add to the water to make it hot so you can shower in a hot shower. Just to get the water to your house in the first place, it has to be captured, treated, and distributed. And that uses lots and lots of energy until now, because this is what we've done. Now, we recycle shower water in real time, and this means that with our system, for every litre of water you put into the system, you get 3.3 litres out of the shower head. So we capture the water from within the shower tray, and we pump it through a recirculation circuit where we filter it in 3 different ways, and then we heat pasteurize it. Now, heat pasteurization means heating the water to 72 degrees centigrade for 15 seconds. And what that does is kill all the viruses and bacteria that might be in there. We never store any water in the shower system, and we never share water between users. And when you explain that to people, you go from 10% of people being happy to use it to 95% of people being happy to use it. But the biggest consequence of this design of shower is the savings that you get from it. You get exactly the same shower experience that you have before, but you're using 70% less water and energy to do it. Thank you.
And multitasking service development enhanced 24 hours a day to be able to supply, to purify, to compensate, and to communicate. To be able to do that, we sort of tested it. We showed the model where we could change, we could rotate modules 24 hours a day and change the surface into, let's say, when it's needed, when it has to be protected, or whatever. Now, to give you an idea of the potential, for instance, a triangle has a core, an inside, which we called cartridge. And it could store energy, it could store water, or it could even get us a food container. Around it, we have the cassettes, the outside, where we could win, for instance, electricity, or we could clean air, or we could get heating, or even we could get advertisement. Now, we also had it in the square, where in the square we had, of course, 4 inner circles, inner cartridges. Cartridge for energy storage, food harvesting, algae bunker, for instance, and water storage, rainwater storage. On top of that, 4 cassettes. Cassettes, easy to make heating, electricity, air purification, reduction of urban heat island effects, and rainwater delay. We want to have as much applications in the system to create as much green economy around it and as much influence to be able. So we wanted to have the best technology, the best results, in the best economy. Thank you very much, and I hope you join us.
We are the makers of Carbon DM, a mobile app which automatically and effortlessly measures your carbon footprint by looking at your pattern and speed of movement. Essentially, a carbon computer in your smartphone. So to the Green Challenge objective, which is carbon reduction. Well, we believe that through behavior change and personal information, which is born of real measurement, that we can actually affect that. We're already displaying the data and giving that to the user. We are looking at carbon efficiency, so we try and tell the user, look, think about how many kilometers you can get out of every kilo of carbon. And we're beginning to use a social effect, which is you can see yourself compared to your peer group. And this is in an enterprise situation where we first started. Good data can be responsible for intelligent and different transport planning that can lead to a better quality of transport service. And that can result in you going, yes, I want to take public transport more. And what's the net effect of that? Well, we think there's a good chance that's carbon reduction, right? More people using public transport, that's better designed. Thank you very much.